Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. We knew for a while that Vanguard was going to have a total of 16 fully fledged multiplayer maps, but after giving it a week and playing on all these maps, it's got a lot bigger impact on the longevity of the game than I even thought it was going to. It's been years. I couldn't tell you which Call of Duty had the next most maps in line because I know Modern Warfare didn't even have a whole lot of 6v6 maps. Obviously World War II and Cold War didn't have all that much, so maybe it was Black Ops 4? Actually, I don't even think Black Ops 4 did. It's been a while since we've had a lot of these maps. But I think this just goes to show you how big of a difference having so many maps makes on the enjoyment and longevity of the game. Even though I am somehow already second prestige, I have still only played a handful of these maps maybe 2 or 3 times. This increases replayability and, like I said, increases that longevity of the game simply because I haven't experienced all of these maps to the extent that I want to. These maps are very different from each other. There's a large variety of maps here, so I need to learn how each map plays, and only playing, 2 or 3 of them only 2 or 3 times, there's still an experience there to be had by me. So I love the fact that we have so many maps because it's a week later and I've been grinding this game basically nonstop, and there's still something new to experience. Each play session winds up differently. Not only that, but it really does diminish the effect of a bad map. If there's 1 or 2 bad maps in a pool of 16 maps, it's not so bad compared to 1 or 2 bad maps in the midst of 8 or 9 maps. Since you're not playing the bad map as frequently as you are the other maps that you enjoy, when that one bad map comes up, it's not that big of a deal. It almost does this like weird reverse psychology to me where it's like I'm enjoying most of the maps. When that one map comes up that I don't like, it almost challenges me to be like, how can I play this map to where I like it? What do I need to do differently to play this map in a way that's enjoyable? And I guess that leads us into the variety of these maps. I said before, there's a lot of different types of maps here. There's big maps, 3-lane maps, small maps, circular maps, complex maps. The variety in this game is really well done, if you ask me. And this goes hand in hand with the gunsmith and the weapons and how many different weapons there are, because having these maps play differently and be different sizes and be different complexities does a really good job at complementing the weapon set that we have here. Red Star is obviously good for attack rifles and sniper rifles and long-range LMGs and all that stuff, but obviously stuff like Das Haus and Hotel Royale are more SMG oriented and shotgun oriented. This really harkens back to the old days of Call of Duty where you have to play a map a certain way, or a certain map is built to be played in a certain way, and that just brings a smile to my face. That variety is just so refreshing. Obviously 16 maps doesn't mean squat if they're all just garbage. Luckily I like a majority of these maps. There's a good handful where I don't have a feeling either way, Berlin being one of those perfect examples of where I started off and I played this map maybe 2 or 3 times in like an hour and I was like, I hate this map, this is the worst map ever. But then after a while I started learning it and I was like, I could see how to play this map a little bit better. So I'm still on the fence about it, but there's a good handful of maps that are just like that where I'm like, I don't hate it, don't love it, it's just I need to figure it out first. Like I said, haven't played all of them all that much. There's really no kind of like what I'll classify as like a stupid simple map, kind of like a slums. I don't like slums. I don't like those very limited, like hijacked. I mean, Das Haus you could classify as that, but that's kind of, it's designed to be that way. And like I said, because it's just Das Haus designed that way, I can accept that and be like, yep, that's how that plays, and then I can enjoy the other maps too. So see, that's just, it's so great. Something that I really like is that because they're not simple, there's plenty of cover and there's plenty of really interesting routes and variations in elevation to get good lines of sight, some good head glitches, some good flanking routes in here. I just really like Sledgehammer's map design. I know I think not a lot of people liked World War II's map design. I feel like this is a little bit better than World War II's map design, if you ask me. I don't know, map design is really weird and touchy in the Call of Duty community. I'll say I'm enjoying the map design here in Vanguard. If I were to give you like a handful of my favorite maps, Bocage, I think that's how you say it, Castle, I didn't know if I would like Castle and Dome. Castle and Dome are fantastic maps. I love the way they play. Again, classic. I've never played World of War multiplayer. Well, I've played a little bit of World of War multiplayer, but not really played it on the Wii. But really cool to have those maps here fully realized, and they look absolutely gorgeous. Every time I play Castle, there's a moment in that gameplay where I stop and I go, dang, this map is beautiful to look at. Numa Numa is really good. I love that circular map design. I think that's really fun. I miss the Call of Duty days where they were circular or triangular maps. Those were really fun. I like Tuscan. I think people hate Tuscan. I really like Tuscan. I love that's a little bit probably the most ant farmy map with all the buildings in the middle, but man, I just love it so much. That's just one of my favorite ones, and I have finally come around to liking Das Haus. I think it's good for shotguns. I think I've found a way to play it properly. But yeah, those are the maps that I'm kind of digging right now, that I get a little bit excited. I'm like, yeah, let's play those maps. As far as my dislikes go, this is where we get fun. I feel like Decoy is a big missed opportunity. I have yet to have like a really fun game on Decoy where I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. I can't wait to play it. No, it's all like, I really do enjoy, and that's something I should mention, the destructible cover is pretty fun. It impacts the game a lot more than I thought it was going to, in a good way too. But Decoy has a little bit too much destructible cover to where at the beginning of the match it plays very well, because you can like poke little holes through stuff and you can really get good angles on people, and it's really nice. You can kind of play this cat and mouse game going on, and it's really strategic and tactical, and I like it. But then once everything's destroyed, it's just very unbalanced. I don't know if it's the A or C side, but the higher side has the advantage on the lower side, and you get spawned in that tight little corner back there, and it's just, there's not a lot of room to flank. This is a simpler map, so that might be my thing with them. But yeah, it doesn't flow right for me. It doesn't have that like flank route or alternate route to go, and once everything's destroyed, you're just kind of open with no cover. Demyansk. The snow map, I think nobody likes that map. I don't think anyone likes that map, which is a shame, because it's a circular triangular map that I think has a lot of potential. But obviously getting on the rooftop of the church, getting on the rooftop of that other building, you could see the entire map from those two spots. And whether you're on one spot or the other, it always comes down to a fight between those spots, and you can't flank. I mean, you can kind of get around the boulder and the bridge, but once you do that, it's just, there's not a lot of room for creativity. There's not a whole lot of room for, it doesn't flow right. I get what they were going for, but I think that's a missed opportunity. Additionally, I'm with everyone else. Sub pens, I really want to like sub pens. I really want to like sub pens, because I had a good streak in sub pens. You know, I flanked with like the PPSH, got a really good kill streak. It was silenced, it was fun. But that's the only good experience I've ever had on sub pens. You know, it's people are always camping up top, and when they're camping up top, it's hard to get at them. When I'm up top, everyone seems to shoot me because I'm bad or something. And then when you're in the middle, I think they were designed that to try to be the cool flanking route, but it's too visible. It's too open. They need to add more cover, maybe a piece of cardboard here or there to really cut off some of those lines of sight so that you can flank a little bit more effectively. But it's just too out in the open as of now. And finally, the last one that I just dread playing every time. This is going to be controversial. I don't like Eagle's Nest. Eagle's Nest is probably that 3-lane map that's so limiting, it's hard to flank. I've never had a good game on the beta here. I've never had a good game on Eagle's Nest that I'm like, yeah, I want to show everyone. Like, no, it feels like head-on-head gunfights. I don't know where they're at, or if it's not a head-on-head gunfight, when I'm like pushing up, they shoot me from the side because, you know, I'm inside, they went around on the outside, or I'm outside, they came through the inside. Like, it's just, I never get those really satisfying, like, I'm going to go here, take this cover, go do this. I don't like Eagle's Nest. Now you might be wondering, what about like Red Star and Desert Siege? Those are the big maps that everyone's like, oh man, they play so boring and slow. On Assault, no. What's the biggest? Blitz? Blitz is pretty good with those maps because you can kind of just camp and just pick people off with a sniper rifle to rank up pretty good. I ranked up a lot of launchers during those games because you've got 18 people on the map or 20 people on the map, and they're calling in UAVs and stuff. So I like those maps for that. They're good for sniper. They're good for that. So they're not a bad experience. They just don't play like a typical Call of Duty map. So yeah. Same thing with Oasis. Oasis is one of those ones where I'm like, I could go either way. I've had some good games on Oasis, but I can definitely see how it can be too campy and a little bit too open at the same time. But so far, I haven't had a terrible experience on that map yet. But all that being said, it is just so good to have this many maps. Like I said, the replayability, the versatility, it's just so refreshing and a breath of fresh air. Tell me, what are your guys' favorite maps? What are your least favorite maps? And tell me how garbage my opinion is on multiplayer in the comments section below or in the Discord linked in the description. But if you did enjoy, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe and join me on my road to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching. Until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.